Hey, Shalom, this is Apostle Rakar. I say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. By Hashem Dash. In this video right here, this is just going to be a quick little impromptu video. Just got done doing my, my workout, my training for the day. So I said the spirit was on me. Let me just throw up a quick video. Back here in my garage doing my bag work. Got to keep it going, brothers. Hey. Apostle Paul said, bodily exercise profiteth little, right? Meaning you could be the most tip-top in shape dude, you know what I mean? But if you're not a man of the Lord, if the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, ain't with you, then you ain't going to make it. Like, your skills or your muscles, that's not going to deliver you. But the Apostle Paul said, it profiteth little, so it does have a profit. If it didn't profit at all, then Apostle Paul would have said, look, don't waste your time working out. It's wicked, it's not right. No, he said it profiteth little, meaning it does have a profit. It does help. So we got to stay on top of that. Hey, brothers, we want to try to be in the best we can. And, we take our herbs, our tinctures, and, we do what we do, try to eat healthy. That all helps because when you feel a little bit better physically, it does affect your spirit. Okay, the spirit and your spirit that houses the body. If your physical body is in a little bit better condition, it has an effect on your mind, which is your spirit. You feel more confident. You feel more better about yourself, man, and you have more energy. Because this is a wicked, evil world, man. The scriptures tell you that. Okay? Esau, this devil, he's out here to destroy, man. The scriptures say what? The thief cometh not but for to kill and to destroy. So Esau set up this whole thing in play. This is why a large majority of our people are unhealthy, okay? Because Esau started that whole program. I was watching a documentary on that, man. Excuse me, I was watching a documentary on that like maybe a week or so ago. How really the Esau started that really like in the 60s, like the early 60s. Because prior to that, most people here in America, that's when you had the husband went to work, and a man could earn enough money to where he could go to work. His woman didn't have to go to work. She could stay home and be a stay-at-home wife, like back in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s and all that, right? The husband went to work, the kids went to school. The husband came home, the wife, she was in the house looking after the kids all day. And during the day, while the kids was at school, she went out, them Leave It to Beaver days, Brady Bunch days. She went out to the grocery store and grabbed the vegetables and, whatever meats or whatever they was going to get. She came home, she cooked. So the kids, the husband, the families ate healthy. The kids were eating healthy. But see, in the early 60s, and real talk, that's kind of when like McDonald's and all them fast food chains started coming up, because it goes back to these elites. They wanted, like right now, where we at right now, this is the point where Esau want the people here unhealthy. He want the people stupid. All you got to do is look on YouTube, man. You see how gone these people are. These people are gone. Hosea 4 and 6, and especially Israel, especially our people, the 2/3. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Because especially Israel, because it was targeted predominantly on Israel, predominantly. Okay, you got certain low-level Edomites, of course, Esau, the elites, them top elite banking families, they have no use for them either. They don't care about them, man. So they're going to take out Jake. The plan is to take out Jake and a few Edomites and other nations as collateral damage, just to get them out of there too, because they got no use for them. Because these elites, their whole thing is really about the elites. They don't want no middle class. Y'all see it happening now. That's why the middle class has already realistically been phased out. Okay? That's why a lot of these people are losing their jobs. And who's the main people that's getting hit with that blast? Israelite women. Of course, the men. See, but the Israelite man, the Jake man, is already being under the gun. But now we are also in the time, I was wanting to go into that and touch on that too. We are also in the time of Isaiah 32 and 9. I went into this in other videos, I believe, in the past couple of days. These so-called women, I say so-called women, especially the so-called black women. And guess what? Some of these Edomite women too, these feminist Edomite women, because they the ones that they really created that whole feminist black woman shit. Them stupid, dumb black women were listening to them stupid, lesbian, feminist Edomite women. Okay, independent and single, you don't need men. So the so-called dumbass black woman started listening to them dumb Edomite women, thinking that they could be just like them. Right, and it's funny, and here it is. That's why today you see black women, all these black women, they all have blonde hair, not natural blonde hair, of course. We know that. Whether it's a wig, right, or even if they get like the weave, it's a blonde weave. They dye their hair blonde and add the blonde weave to it, or even if they have their so-called natural hair, they're wearing it like dreads. Like a lot of the black women that grow their hair into dreads, but the dreads gotta be blonde dreads. And then those will be the same black women that will sit there and say, that the same black woman wearing a blonde hair, that'll be the same bitch that'll sit there, hypocrites. The scriptures talk about that. If she see a black man with a white woman, that's the same black woman. They'll sit up there on TikTok and YouTube and say, yeah, these black men, I see black men with white women, I see that they full of self-hatred. They hate themselves. They have insecurities. Okay, you getting on him because he's with a white chick, but you sitting there with blonde hair trying to look like the white woman. See, that's why Amos 9 and 10, all I got to say is that, well, Amos 9 and 10, but really Ezekiel 9 and 4, one of my favorites. That's why when you read it, right, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids, meaning young women, children, and women. It mentions women twice. That's why a lot of these women, these Israelite women, the majority, here in America, the majority of these Israelite women are not going to make it, starting with the so-called black women. They just got to be wiped out. They're just degenerate, lunatic hypocrites. You know, John the Baptist said, bring forth fruits, meet for repentance. So a lot of the 2/3 of Israel, they are not meet for repentance. They just got to be thrown in the trash. But don't worry, they'll come back in the reincarnation in the kingdom. You see what I mean? That's that. End of story. The 2/3, meaning the men and the women. But there's more women on the planet than men, so the majority of the 2/3 are women. So for you few sincere sisters, be happy that you're in the position that you're in. You sisters that believe in this truth and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and y'all have humbled yourselves and y'all hooked up with brothers that's in this truth. Like I told sisters that I have met, hey, any sisters that's with sisters that I met, I always tell them, look, sisters, stick with that brother. Stick with that brother. Stay with that man. Hold that brother down. It'll pay off for you in the end. You dig? And you brothers that's in the truth, okay, stick with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Endure the hardness. Keep your mind. Don't want to end up left behind. All right? So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Just a quick impromptu. And I say shalom to all the hopeful elect. Akim wa akwaf. Shalom.